Howdy, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of City Council Recap, a show where we, as a team, go in together and cover the events of Monrovia's City Council meetings. I'm joined today by Chris.
What's up, Garrett?
Howdy. And Miss Golar.
Hello, everyone.
Two people who do way more than me and are way more qualified to be at this table than me. However, this is a community show. We're not experts, and it's not designed only for these two. Your voice is important too. And if you want to be a part of this show, please reach out to kgmtv@gmail.com and we'll connect you with the right people to see how we can integrate you into the show, okay? All right, let's get started. We are covering the September 16th meeting, which started at 7:36 p.m. The Pledge of Allegiance was led by Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Kelly. We had an invocation by Pastor Karen Mastrogiovanni, who I believe is the mom of one of my former, went to school with that family. Roll call, everyone was there, including all our city staff. I'm going to be referring to a number. This number is a timestamp on the YouTube live stream. And right now, that number is going to be 6 minutes and 47 minutes. So if you click the link in the description to go to the live stream, I'm going to call out those numbers. That's the part of the video I'm talking about. Helps you at home, helps us stay organized. All right. So 6:47, everything popped off, takes a few minutes. Then 9 minutes and 5 seconds in, we get into our order of business, starting with our proclamations. PR1, Pasadena Humane Pet of the Month. We get this a lot of events that the Pasadena Humane Society is covering, and they come and they bring a cute little dog in to talk about what's going on. So we got Kevin McManus. He showed up with Boogie, and she was very adorable and was licking our mayor a lot. And he was discussing the Wildlife Day event on Sunday, October 12th at the Pasadena Humane Society. Then we moved on to our next PR, which was Hispanic Heritage Month, which the city and the mayor have declared from September 15th to October 15th. Sergio Jimenez read out the proclamation, and he wanted to remind us that Saturday at Library Park from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., so that'll be this Saturday, so that'll be the 20th. Yes. At Library Park from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., there's going to be a celebration for Hispanic heritage. There's going to be some mariachi, and there's going to be arts and crafts, and it's fun for the whole family.
Yeah, this year's Hispanic Heritage Month is different for me. I'm glad. I really want to get out and celebrate.
Yes.
Really want to get out and celebrate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At 16:09, we had our student government representative report, which in the past, we had a different student who is now graduated, and now we have Elise, let me get this name right. Classes time. Elise Vathanadireg. Really hope I got that. And she was talking about the new school year starting off well, with Mr. Dawes and the students coming together for the Renaissance Passport to Success, which is a good thing that helps freshmen and people who maybe have transferred to the school figure out what tools they have at their disposal to succeed at the high school. We welcomed our new admin team and new teachers. We have a completely new set of principals. I've met with all of them. They're all very, very lovely, warm people.
Yeah, yeah, I met with them last week? Yeah, I think last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bummed that I missed Club Rush Week.
Yeah, Club Rush Week happened. And speaking of which, we have a brand new club, which is, I'm going to shout, it's very important. The Monrovia Theater Arts Conservatory is not what it was because our enrollment and our numbers are just not there. So it has folded back and become a club.
Oh, cool.
So there's...
Oh, I could say they had that, but then you put the word club.
Yes. It is because we only have 2 periods, and this is a long tangent, so I will keep it short. 2 periods of theater. Not every student can afford to get that in their schedule. They still want to be involved. Cool, there's a club. And students who are in the club can
That
audition
makes
for the shows,
That
can be
makes
part of
sense.
stagecraft.
Love it.
Yes. Moving on. We won our first football game against Brentwood High School. We talked about homecoming is around the corner. It's going to be towards the end of October.
Team is coming in hot too, winning big.
I know it.
What was the score?
I love it.
I don't remember.
Was it 56-0?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
I
right.
remember a 0.
I remember a 0 and a
And I
big
remember
number.
we won.
Steak-tacular.
And the M got lit up into the V.
Yes.
That was fire,
Oh, yeah. Whoa, I
Indeed.
forgot that they do
too.
that.
Indeed.
You're
How
right.
can you forget that?
I don't know, and I was in band, so I had to stare at that thing
a big
because we
deal.
timed our music based on when
We
it was
used to
go-
point when we won.
Oh, yeah.
We pointed so the
Jeez.
V was be showing.
Victory.
Yes.
All right, at 18 minutes and 38 seconds, again, the timestamp in the live stream. This is our consent calendar actions, right? What's a consent calendar, you might be asking, if you're new to this whole concept? Well, a consent calendar is essentially the scheduled motions, ordinances that the city essentially puts on a big docket, and they go, you know what, this is a lot. Let's all vote on it at once, right? Now, they're not hiding anything from you. If you go to the city website, pardon me, all of the consent calendar items and their relevant documents and PDFs are available for you to view. So if you have any questions on what CC1 through CC8 is, and it all went by too fast, don't worry. In your own time, you can go find that online. Moving into 19 minutes, we had a public comment. And Chris, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, man. For everybody that comes out to public comment, appreciate you. It's important to get out. You gotta step to public comment. If you're upset about something in the city, you're upset. That's your place. It's officially on record, and you can say things there. So thank you to everybody that comes out. It's a difficult thing to do, to make the time, take the time on a Tuesday evening to go there. But if you care enough, I think it's important to go. So Anna from the Immigration Resource Center was there. Immigration Resource Center of San Gabriel Valley. Called for a more permanent memorial for Roberto Carlos Montoya Valdez. Wanted transparency on both the CHP and MPD reports, Monrovia Police reports, which I know our city manager kind of addresses later on in the meeting as well.
Yeah.
After that, it was Ali, who was a local community organizer helping protect day laborers from raids. Also continued to ask, was kind of wanting a response from the city. Also wanted the memorial. It had, mentioned how it had been taken down for 3 times. A few of them had said that there was a few comments in public comment happening. I will say that was around 20-ish minutes in. They were asking also for the city to put pressure on the state. Again, this is stuff that our city manager Dylan kind of addresses later on as he responds. The person, sorry, I'm skipping around. It was Sherry.
Yeah.
After Alicia, who had mentioned they would like to see, the person who drove off wanted to pay and help.
Yes.
Not drove off, I'm so sorry. The gentleman
Involved
or person
in the crash.
involved in the crash
Right.
wanted to pay, but nobody knows how to get a hold of them.
Right.
So that information isn't there. The family is struggling to take care of those things. So they would love that information to be made available. It just seemed like a lot of information wasn't being shared. So, people feel some type of way, as they should, and want to get as many answers as possible. But again, that's from a state and federal level of information sharing, which isn't always controllable by
Right.
our people here in town. However, thank you for getting up there to put that on public record. Sherry sharing about 27 minutes in. Go check it out in the link below for yourself, because I can't do as great a job as she did, as she really spoke well, advocating for Roberto Carlos Montoya Valdez. I love her quote from Gandhi as well, sharing the true measure of any society is how it treats its most vulnerable members.
Oh, absolutely.
It's one of those things, like in this world that we're in currently, I'm like, man, like the simple things that I think we need to be paying better attention to. So caught in so many different things, but I appreciated that. So thank you for sharing that, Sherry. Corrine from the Monrovia Chamber, she was in there, shouted out some really cool businesses in the area.
Yeah.
Mentioned Thursday, the 25th, if you are looking for a job, Thursday, the 25th, there is a job fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our adult school. Thursday, the 25th. Share that with friends, anyone you know. I love the work that's happening here and the effort being made to get people jobs.
I got one of
Yeah.
my first jobs through there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And especially that is now, I don't know the complete title of it, being, because I went to the ribbon cutting and just all the partners, it was absolutely unbelievable. And, you know, we covered it. It was so nice to see that.
Yeah.
And even listen to, I think, a couple of students that went through the program, and one is actually working, being a facilitator or instructor.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
Yeah. So it's just wonderful, and really excited about it being I mean, instead of people having to go out to LA area, we have it right here in San Gabriel.
That's a
Valley.
blessing.
It is truly a blessing.
Yeah. Karine also mentioned like a lunch and learn for business owners in town. 31 minutes in, on the link below, you can see it. She talked about a business showcase as well coming up. After that, there was a letter read from Dirk. There was also a letter read from Tim and a letter read from Patty. They read letters that they got from Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson had shared how he has over 100 points of interest in mishandled funds and city negligence. He said he's going to be bringing videos and things to be shared more soon. You can see him share it all at 42 minutes in on the link below. He shared that he wanted to defend people that he felt were being attacked. He said that there will be video footage showing corruption coming soon. So that was shared in his public comment. Wes?
Can I say refund on that? I just like to, based on the comments, I'm really not going to respond to these individuals, but what I would like to do is to really recommend that you go to our website, and everything that we do, the board, you know, we have minutes, and you just go to our website and look up the minutes, and then you can see what took place, what transpired during doing all of that. So you can see actually for yourself, and really that's really all that I would like to say in regards to that manner. And so actually, to be honest, anything that we do, we have to post our minutes, and so you can see everything there.
Cool. After Mr. Nelson, 42 minutes in, it was Wes from Active San Gabriel Valley. Shared about supporting a healthier, more active region. Talked about the Active Street event in the past. Also talked about the FIFA World Cup coming here next year. Cool concepts and ways that neighbors could get involved and things we could do. 46 minutes in. I love what he was sharing.
That was exciting.
Those are cool things. When you can connect so many different neighborhoods that way, I'm here for that. So, yeah, 46 minutes in, you could check out Wes's comment. Followed by Rob Lewis, talked about the Walk, Bike, Roll event happening on October 15th. If you've been a part of it here in Monrovia, that's where you're going to walk, you're going to bike, or you're going to roll a skateboard or some skates or whatever on to school.
Yeah,
So
he's done some very good things.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob's great. I love Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Keep doing it, Rob. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
After that, it was AV,
Yes.
he shared about a permanent memorial for Roberto Carlos Montoya. Wanted to know if City Council will join to make sure that his life is not forgotten.
Yeah. And then he delivered a rap and a poem, and all I wrote was just straight bars.
AV, you got to clean it up for the radio, though, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
But it was great.
Did I miss that part?
The last person that went up gave
got
a
that.
writing and a poem about, you know, his take on stuff.
It was passionate.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Okay. I have to
Alright.
go back and watch that, because I saw Rob. How did I miss him? I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I that's fine.
So I get that.
That's why there's 3 of us all watching the same thing. All right, at 51 minutes and 4 seconds into our stream, we move into our public hearings and meetings. This is essentially things that have been on the administrative docket. You know, these are ordinances. These are our things that we're going to get taxed on, stuff like that. This is when it's brought to us to vote on, or not like vote per se, but share our opinion. Go up and speak and influence the city council's decision on whether they'll pass it, approve it, or maybe, you know, choose their course of action. So PH1 was an amendment to Title 17 zoning code, which is to do with how we've been tackling affordable and inclusionary housing. And this last year, there's been some changes to the law. We're adding this thing called a density bonus, and we're removing things that were no longer compliant with our code, like section 17.44.020. And this is probably really confusing, so read about it on the city website. But the footnotes of it are like, it's gonna be how inclusionary housing relates to the new changes required by the law. At 52 minutes in, you can check out this extensive presentation, and it's there. Like, it's like a PowerPoint slide, and you can read along or pause it and read at your own pace. Sergio and the other council members asked some really good clarifying questions about the process, which is cool. And then no public comment was given, but they motioned to approve it, seconded it, and they roll call voted unanimous approval. Moving into an hour and 8 minutes and 5 seconds into our stream now, we get to our reports. So you have our reports of our city manager and our staff, and our reports of our council members, okay? So RCM1, city managers, council directives and updates, all right? So he responded to some of the concerns that the public comments were bringing up, right, about the raids on day laborers at specifically locations like Home Depot, and how the city is going to be actively monitoring immigration control raids. And they have been actively requesting for the CPH report. On Wednesday the 17th, which was yesterday when we were recording this, so it might have been a few days before you watch this, the city attorney and the California League of Cities were hosting a forum with city managers in which they will most definitely be discussing this topic. As the organization we mentioned earlier, it was the Immigration Resource Center of SGV, they were there. And they're talking about it. And so all these concerns about ICE or whatever coming in and just doing things willy-nilly, how does our cities, you know, respond or get told that information? Because that's kind of the big conflict right now, is that there's no heads up for a lot of these cities when something like that's going to happen. And so our city manager is working diligently to get that figured out. Moving on, I lost my place. Edison is going to be contracting a company to start transitioning our streetlights to LED. Just under 60% of the lights are going to start getting converted soon. But then Monrovia said they want to work with that contractor to keep updating all the lights. So Edison's going to cover up to 60%. We're going to see how that goes. And then we're going to get new lights. And what was cool, that I thought was awesome, because I actually participated in this, was we got to choose the color of the lights. Because I'm not a fan of the cold LED. I don't want to feel like I'm in a kitchen. You know, I like that warm orangish glow. I don't know if that's just me.
We got our own setting, right?
Yeah, which was unique for us. Like, no one else had done that. Mountain Avenues, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Mountain Avenues construction is looking good. They've been redoing the road, and it's looking really good. Up next is Peck Avenue. That's going to continue all the way down, like, south of town. Next Tuesday, the 23rd, the Look Dine and Cinema movie theater is going to have a presentation on that Route 66 mural that's been worked on. It's finally done, and they're going to dedicate it.
Exciting.
It looks really good.
Yes, and Ms. Golar, what has KGEM been working on in honor of this?
They have been working on a mini documentary of that.
Yeah, I think they titled it, and I haven't even talked to the others yet because I just love this name, Ode to an Old Road.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's cool.
So then we got to that question about the cameras at Home Depot. There was questions like, what's up with these cameras? Dylan clarified, these cameras are for license plate recognizing. The ones that at least the city owns. But the one in that region, just by the DeWardy Monrovia border on Mountain, where the Home Depot is, that's not our cameras. So we were wondering, hey, is there camera footage of what went down? Who has that footage? So that's a good clarification. And then our city attorney directed our attention to a PH where we introduced those cameras, I want to say in 2022. That information is still available on the police website if you'd like to check for yourself. One of the really cool things that our city staff talked about this week was the SGV Care program update through the company Licata. And this is, instead of the calling 911 number, this is the non-violent kind of crisis response, which was talked about in 2022, and then they started doing it in last year. So it's just been over a year. And Police Captain John Donachig, I don't know. He came to talk about what the past year's been like. In just over a year, the team has responded to 367 individuals and done 392 follow-ups, and has actually handed out about 174 resources to follow up with those people. So that's exactly kind of what we need.
I think that is fantastic.
And he, at 1:19:34, I would check that out, an hour 19:34, they shared a story about a young teenager who was struggling with addiction, and how, the solution wasn't to send this kid to jail, but to work with her and get her through rehab and get her through AA meetings. And one quote I really liked was, the work is about having a human moment with a person. That's the path to conflict resolution.
See, something like this should have always been that way, instead of calling the police, just the police to come out.
Right.
Because I understand.
Yeah, bring the handcuffs.
In the moment of crisis, you still, I do believe you still need to have the police there, because you don't know what that individual will be doing. But the difference is when you have someone else that can de-escalate. De-escalate. I don't know. I'm exhausted. The situation, and have an understanding, because the police are not trained for that. That's not their training. You see, and so that just really is a welcome benefit for not only the police, but for the individuals and family.
Agreed. Completely agreed. All right. And of course, the council loved to hear that. Then our council members gave their individual reports. Mr. Spicer talked about Fountain to the Falls. I'm going to lament about Fountain to the Falls. I forgot about Fountain to the Falls because I promised on another episode that I was going to race Becky. I was going to win and I was going to become mayor. But I missed it. So I guess you get to stay mayor. There were 283 participants.
You know there's a process before you become mayor. You got to run.
Yeah, running to the falls.
Yes, it's a little different.
No, it's that kind of run.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If you beat the mayor in a race, it doesn't quite. That would be fire. That would be a whole different thing.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had a lot of people come out this year, which was awesome. And a lot of the council members gave their thanks and support for the sponsors and the staff that rolled up at 4 a.m. to get it all ready for everyone. And it was just a really fun day. And I heard there was a bear that showed up.
Yes.
It is inconclusive if the bear actually won the race or not. But yeah, nature.
Hey man, they gotta come see it too. They part of the community.
Yeah.
They're here for the race.
Well, come to my house. You might even see that same exact bear.
He's hanging out. Fall classes are open, according to Mr. Spicer. Our adult fall classes, they are open to registration now, and they have a new system of registration for people that have had trouble in the past. They have someone from the community center help you and walk you through that registration process.
Well, it's all online now.
Oh, you don't go in person? And
No.
That's probably why they did that.
Yes. Even wanting to, for rentals, everything is online. Yeah.
And that's different.
I haven't tried that system yet, but it's coming up though.
Yeah, and it's good to have that support. This last week was the anniversary of the September 11th attacks on New York, and the fire department held a Patriot Day service in remembrance. It was very good, and many of our council were in attendance. This is exciting. Pomona to Long Beach the stations just east of Citrus and APU are going to finally be open this Friday. So you can now take the light rail all the way from Pomona down to Long Beach without even getting off the train. You can just be seated there.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But
This-
I wouldn't ride the train.
It's been a long time coming.
They're going to have like,
I'm not a public transportation person.
well, it's not for everyone. It's okay.
Yeah.
Are you like the first class flyer? You need to like
No,
Okay.
I have a fear.
Oh,
I
no,
have
for
a
sure.
traumatic
of trains or first class flying?
public
Oh,
transportation.
just public in general.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Scary things can happen on public
It
transport.
does. It
Just
did.
as scary things can happen behind the wheel of your own car. But
I'll ride with you, Miss Cole. I got you. Like that.
yeah.
I can get out of my car. I can't be getting out of something I'm trapped in
Exactly. Yeah.
with lots of other people that I don't know. But anyway, so I digress.
No, that's heard. That's heard. Mr. Belden got into Green Care Day with Food Ed. They did a garden maintenance event or kind of around town, helping to build new gardens. He was personally at Lucinda Garcia Park. He himself, as a bike rider, is excited for Active SGV's Connection
Yeah.
event that we mentioned earlier. And he closed his report by denouncing the hate that's been happening in the country and the vitriol and how things have been heating up. And it has no place in our community. Mr. Jimenez talked about the historic anniversary of the Aztec Hotel located on Foothill. Been around for 100 years. Maybe it'll be around for 100 more. I don't know. But it's a very, very big spot for our development and Hollywood, and it's big part of our history. Rotary Club this weekend at the community center is doing their casino night at 7 p.m. Excited for people to come out there. And again, just pointing out his appreciation for the 9/11 anniversary remembrance, and again, thanking the sponsors and staff for the Fountain to the Falls. And he lent his voice out on the condemnation of political violence and how distressing that is to see, and that he has a better hope that ideological conflict can have different solutions than violence. But it's a complicated world, and I understand the sentiment of Mr. Jimenez. So, Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Kelly talked about this fiesta celebration for Hispanic Heritage Month happening at Monrovia Library. She said it's going to be hype. It's going to be a lot of people there. And there was a lot of people last year, and she was very surprised, and she said it was very, very cool. So it's going to be Saturday afternoon. And then October 11th will be the Fall Fest event. That's going to have costume contests for little dogs and events and crafts for little kids. It's a good time. Come on out. Mayor Shevlin, obviously she participated in the Fountain to the Falls run. I didn't. Anyway, then they went to Brickdale. Is that the folks' home up on Foothill across the street from Clifton? I'm not sure, but they were with Florence celebrating her 100th birthday, which was
Amazing.
pretty cool. Yeah.
4th.
104.
Yes.
You will have had seen some things at that point.
Fact.
I would love a conversation with someone like that. Then she also went to the MOPEG Earthquake Readiness Yearly Seminar. I've been to one of those. I think everyone should go to one of those. Why? Because earthquakes are scary, and we should be prepared. An hour and 51 minutes in, we get to our administration reports. I know it was a lot this meeting. We talked about the Monrovia Citywide Lighting, Landscaping, and Parks Maintenance Assessment District number 2025-1. You're like, huh?
Yo, and I'll be honest, if you're watching this, this is all the parts where sometimes I tune out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm
I
thankful
know.
for Garrett and Ms. Golar because I try, and so don't
Yeah.
feel bad or feel like, man, I could never sit in there with them. I get these numbers wrong all the time. And we say that here, like, you're going to get things wrong. We're going to get
Yes.
things wrong. We're going to
Yes.
learn together. We'll figure it out. But we're going to kind of know what's going on and always look at the link below for the full meet.
Yes, and I even included, if you find yourself to be a resident or property owner in this new potential district that they're describing, go ahead and head to Monrovia, California, monroviaca.gov/AD info to get access to the stuff that they did talk about in that administrative report. So yes, it's about assessments, which is potential taxes. There's going to be like a 5-year buffer, we'll see. But if you want information on that, there's that link. Go find it.
Yeah, because it's very detailed on. So
Yeah, and
we just giving you the summary.
yeah, exactly. I just taught kiddos how to write a summary. Motion was adopted and unanimous roll call vote, so that's gonna happen. And then we got to the end of our meeting at 2 hours and 9 minutes and 25 seconds. We closed in memory of Joshua Nathaniel Rutherford, who was the brother of Dr. Kelly, and I believe she may have lost her uncle as well. And then 2 other family members of commissioners and staff had lost ones as well. So the meeting was closed in honor of the family members who were lost. And our hearts are with them too. It's a hard time. Things happen and scary, but it passes, and yeah. Our next scheduled meeting, I actually don't know. Oh my gosh, I didn't write that down. Did you get the next scheduled meeting? Let's check it out.
What is today?
Today is the 18th. Are they skipping next week? I don't know.
Next
no.
meeting is October 7th.
Great.
Yeah.
October 7th.
October 7th.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
no, they were skipping.
Yeah. October 7th, 7:30 p.m., City Council Chambers. That's the next meeting. And then they adjourned our meeting at 9:39 p.m. All right. Any final thoughts or?
Yes.
Sure.
I think, well, a couple of things. It's so important that you as individuals kind of do your own investigation, and it's okay to listen to other people. Then you can make a decision based on you finding out more information and not based on what someone has said. I have a very strong faith, and it speaks about knowing your own knowledge and not the knowledge through someone else. So you find out for yourself what the truth is. And the truth comes in many different shapes and sizes. And the other thing is, yes, hate has no place. But, our country was kind of born on being violent.
I was going to say, yeah.
However, if you look at the humanity, because we're all humans, think about, would you want to be treating your mom, your sister, your children? You want somebody else to treat your children that way? Then don't do that to someone else. We just have to, I don't want to even say get back, but let's just get there and respect each other. We can disagree all day long, but you don't have to disrespect.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that, because what purpose does it serve? Nothing. Because guess what? We're all in the same boat, and we proved that when we went through COVID, because we all were locked down.
Yeah.
We all were. So that's my, and the other thing is, you see here, there's plenty of room at the table. We want you here. We need to hear your voice. It's important to hear your voice.
Absolutely.
To have that heard. And actually, I'm also like to reach out to some students if you're listening.
Yes.
They're not listening. They're not listening, Ms. Kolar. They mom or dad might be.
But
they're not watching this.
That's true. That's very true.
So holler at them. Send this link to them.
Yes, do that. Parents, send that to your children, because they have this here. But I have 2 that might want to sit at the table.
Yes.
We got room for them.
Yes. So sorry.
No, it was great. I can't follow that up.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. So, like Ms. Golar said, if you want to be a part of the show, please reach out. I can't be the only little weird guy behind the camera here. We need your voice too, and it is a very special, precious voice. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll see you next time.